Hi everyone, welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to do your nail tips on your babies. Now everyone does them different. As I've said before, this is just how I do them. Even sometimes I do them different. So this is just like a quick, easy way that you can find out how to do them yourself. So you'll need a little dish. I've got a little range of little dishes here, including this cutie. I'm not going to use this one today. I'll just use this little one because I'm not doing like a big amount. So when you're using nails, you can do it very many ways. If you just really want a quick way, I suggest just to get like the little tubs of paint like this that are called nail tip. They're pre-mixed and they're really easy to use, and they're pretty much the correct color. I don't have any nail tip at the moment. Well, I do have some for Aussierebornsupplies customers, but I tend not to want to use my products that I have for my customers. I'm quite funny like that. I don't want to sell it because I don't want to use it, because then the next day someone will want to buy it, and if I don't have enough, I'll hate myself for it. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So I tend to make my own. So I've got my little side camera here today. So I'm going to put that on so I can show a better view of my mixing, and because, you know, that's what you're here to watch, the mixing, not me. So I'm going to put that on in a second because I've only got a certain amount of minutes on that. So anyway, when you're using it, you can either use your general... This is for heat set paint, by the way. You can use your general odorless thinners, or you can use something like your thinning medium, or you can use something like a 3D texture medium. I'm going to use a thinning medium today, so I might just get myself mixing it so you can all see that. So let's get that going, hey? Okay, so I now have the camera on, and you can see my little tray down there. And see how the size of it, it's quite good. You can see how deep my finger goes into it. It's not deep at all. So I'll just get my like flat end sort of lip brush. You might notice that a lot of my brushes are a little bit frayed because I kind of really love them. Anyway, I'm going to use the thinning medium today, and I'm going to use a pea-sized amount of the thinning medium. So not a huge amount. You can see that on the picture. So just put that in your dish, simple as that. And then I'm going to use some white, this is just titanium white. Just grab out a bunch of that. The best bit about doing nails is we can just mix it until, if you're doing the mixing yourself, you just mix it until you're happy with what it looks like. And that's really good. And I'm just going to use some flesh, just the tiniest amount. As you can see, I'm getting to the end of my little thing there. So just a tiny amount. Actually, it's getting a little bit dry in there. It's okay, you can still do it. So I'm just going to mix that all around. It's kind of pasty because of the thinning medium, and then mix it with the paint and it gets that pasty sort of look. So I'm really happy with that. What it is just like an off-white, you can see there. Actually, look, at my nails are pretty terrible because I'm working all the time. But they're not exactly white. It's more like an off-white. So once you're happy with the way your paint looks, you're all good to go. So now I'll just get, what I've got with my paintbrushes here is I've got, once again, don't question me in my well-used brushes. I just love them. I've got generally here just a script liner, which I tend not to use as much anymore. I just don't like it as much as these brushes I'm about to show you. And these brushes here, you'll see, are lovely and frayed on the end. And they're just some cheap nail art brushes that I got from the internet. I do actually sell them myself. the price of mine that I sell are like $2 each, so they're like really cheap. But the best thing about these is, I don't know, they just have a lovely flow. So when I put the paint on, they just flow, and I really like that. So if I was to use this, I just dip it in the paint and twist it around, and it will get rid of that frayed look, and it'll be like that. So let me get one of the nails, a little hand here so you can see. So when I say it flows, it bends with the way you move it. It's a light touch. You'll just have to be very, very steady in your hands. And if you can see that nail there, just on the edge, I've sort of gone over a little bit. So with your own nail, look, I've already got paint on my finger. Just with your own nail, sort of just chip out the edge there. So hopefully you can see that. I might zoom in. I think you get the picture there. Now, as you can see with my finger there, I've got a moon, you know, the cuticle moon at the bottom. And then it goes a darker and then lighter. I normally actually do that, but with this baby I didn't. So that's another idea you can do when you're doing it. Well, I can do the moon now, but I'm talking about the darker red colour that my nail is producing there. So when you do your nails, do like a light blushing for half of the nail, and then the other half of the nail, do it even lighter. So I might show that on another occasion. So anyway, let's get back to this. If I do all the nails first, and your hands will be shaky, so don't question yourself about that. It's just human nature that we're going to shake. As you can see, it's gone over the edge there. I'm painting my camera now. Very good job in it. So as you can see, you're just taking your time and applying it. And I'll go into the little pinky here. But as you can see, it's just been easy to use this brush. Now I have the longer one here, and that's, sometimes you'll find you need different brushes. Maybe sometimes I use this with eyebrows, or if I've got like a bigger toddler baby. This one, obviously, she's just an 18-inch baby, and or she might be a 20. Anyway, that doesn't matter. She's got little fingers, so I didn't find the need for that bigger brush. So far it's working well. So you can go over them again if you find that they're a little bit too translucent. And just to get that little moon, like in the bottom of my finger there, I'm totally stuffed with what it's called at the moment. Anyway, you just do a little line there. See that? Can you see how it gives like that different definition? It looks quite good. And you can do that without adding much paint onto, look, I've done that wrong, without adding much paint onto your brush, because you want it to be even lighter if possible. Try to do it in a little arch shape. But don't stress about it too much, because sometimes our nails don't actually have that look. As you can see, one of my other nails doesn't have that look when this does. So just that light look there. And I'll just do my thumb. So just remember, it's all about, see me shaking there? It's all about taking your time. Don't rush. if you make a little mistake, our own fingernails are great for that, getting off any mistakes, or a little toothpick. A toothpick is fantastic. Whoops. And if that happens, just wipe it off straight away. You can wipe it off with your own finger normally. If you can't do it with your finger, you'd use a little paper towel or a cosmetic wedge. So just get in the moon there. And see how I use my own fingernails to remove any excess. So that's how you do the nails. I hope this has been of help for you today. Once you've obviously done one hand, go on to the next hand and the feet, and then just leave it set for a little bit. Then you can just touch up a little bit if something's, like I said before, a little translucent, and then you can add a little bit more to it before you bake. Okay, so that's doing nails today. Thanks for watching.